Well, all aboard for all losers, because the man who's been quite in the discussion lately, along with other micro influencers like the man here who's trending, Andrew Tate, and we'll get to characters like him in a moment. But I gotta share with you this tweet, and I want to get into it. I mean, look at this utter stupidity right here. It's laughable. I mean, these micro influencers like Candace Owens, Jake Shields, Nick Fuentes are a complete and utter joke. And if you can't see that by now, really don't know what to tell you at this point. He goes on to say, I've never met an intelligent man of any race who isn't extremely racist. Smart men see patterns and realize different races act in different ways. This does not mean they are hateful, just realistic. Now, sure, I mean, there's cultural differences in no matter where you go, even across the United States, right? But the powers that be have socially engineered all of us, right? To look at each other and act in certain ways because we identify our skin color with who we are. We don't look at each other as we are human beings, right? We look at each other as this person is white, this person is black, this person is from Spanish descent, so they're going to act a certain way. And of course, right, if someone is living in Mexico and you as an American, you go to Mexico or another country, there's going to be differences culturally, right? Not every place is exactly like the United States. Maybe some places like the UK are a little similar. But for the most part, there's cultural differences. And someone like Jake Shields, I mean, he's trying to justify and manipulate his audience into being racist because realistically, what he's doing is he's just being an agent of chaos. He's dividing people based upon race, just like Nick Fuentes, just like Myron Gaines, right? Just like all of these micro influencers are doing to the truth community. And that's exactly what's going on in the truth community is division to lead you down a hateful rabbit hole where you say it's this one group or it's that one group. These people need to change or those people need to change. We need to change ourselves. That's what we need to do. We need to change ourselves because quite frankly, all of us are mentally ill. Each and every single one of us. If you don't understand truth to at least a little bit of an extent, then you're not mentally well. I'm sorry to tell you. And it's tough to say some of these things that I say because I know it sounds like I'm arrogant. I sound like an asshole. Maybe I even sound crazy. But I haven't came across much people who, I mean, I've came across many people who know way more than me. But at least they're not doing. They don't seem to have the courage to keep on making content, keep on trying to innovate and elevate as not only a person but as a truther. Because us truthers, the problem is we're not coming together. I go through shit just like any other truther. I go through stuff just like you. I have bad days and I have good days. But when I have these bad days, that doesn't always mean that I'm just gonna call it quits and go ghost and not make content. You know what I mean? So the truth community is very divided. People just want to tweet. That's what I noticed about the truth community. People want to be all secret agent, man. They don't want to show their face. They don't want to show who they are. They don't want to put their name even. Hell, some of them just even tweet. They just tweet all day. They don't even have links to a website, a YouTube channel, a podcast, nothing. They just tweet. Somehow garner 30 to 50,000 followers, right? We are in big trouble as a human species. The truth community is not winning. Donald Trump is not the savior of the world. There is no politician that's going to save any of us. The JQs are not the only ones that are in control of the world. The Freemasons are not the only ones. The Jesuits are not the only ones. Ultimately, the controllers are the people. But the people each and every day feed the beast system and comply with it. Therefore, we deserve what we have coming to us, right? We shouldn't feel sorry for ourselves for what's coming. I feel sorry for the people that are aware of stuff. And then especially have been at it for much longer than me, making content, trying to wake people up. Because there's very little reward in this, right? People look at you and think you're crazy and think you're not. It's nonsensical because what you talk about, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly over time. It happens so slowly, actually, that people don't realize it. And by that point, obviously the media, the way the world is, it justifies these changes. There's always going to be a justification for change, right? So anyway, someone like I don't mean to digress, but my point with someone like Jake Shields is he's literally justifying to you why you should be racist and why you should look at people based upon race. You see, this is the idiocracy that all of us are guilty of and fall under because we identify ourselves with, oh, for example, with me, I'm white and I'm Italian, right? I'm also Irish, I'm also some German, so I could easily say that, oh, I could easily make that up my identity and act like I'm all Italian and act like, oh, talk with my hands, do this. Maybe certain gestures of mine do align with Italians, but I'm an American, right? I'm myself. I'm Justin. I'm not Justin the Italian. I'm Justin. That's who I am. I make content about truth. And truth isn't my whole entire personality either, right? I would love to make content about making jokes with people or something like that, making people laugh. But unfortunately, this is not a time for stupidity. This is not a time to completely joke around. This is a time for seriousness. Always time for jokes and light and humor to lighten up the mood. But in the end, it's time to get serious. And people like Jake Shields, all these micro-influencers that I've been talking about so much this year have seemed to really pick up steam. Because especially with Candace Owens and the whole space is fake thing. I never really watched her videos, but like I saw like some clips and people talking about her. And, you know, and this is what I mean with the divide in the truth community. If Candace Owens is going to go full on flat earth, you're going to have people that think it's the JQs, people that think it's the Jesuits, people that think it's the Freemasons, people that are from this religion, that religion. And in the end of the day, it's all division, right? It's just misleading the people that maybe are seeing past politics, that maybe are asking questions, right? And then, of course, the people that still can't see past politics, they got the QAnon stuff, the Antifa, the foreign policy conspiracy theories, whatever the hell they have for the politics now. But it's just such a joke to see Candace Owens and these people talk about stuff that I've been talking about literally for the past 5 years. And I never got big. And they're talking about really crazy things that aren't even true and really causing hate and causing division, but they're not deplatformed, right? They're promoted, if anything. They got 500,000 to a couple of million followers. Some people like Andrew Tate, especially, who's got probably over 10 million followers at this point. These people are a distraction. These people are giving you false hope. These people are misleading you to hate specific groups, and they're causing a huge division in the truth community. They're causing so much division amongst the truth community that these freaking idiot truthers block each other over stuff. There's no conversation anymore, right? People don't have conversations. They insult you, they insult your character, they barely insult your arguments or your point of view. They just insult you. They insult how you look, they insult your mannerisms or whatever. They just insult you personally. They don't insult your intelligence necessarily. Because people are so dumbed down. And then on top of that, they block you. You see, if you're having a conversation with someone in real life, as long as the other person isn't raging and acting out of control, right? We should be able to have a civil discussion. You can't just block someone, right? You can't just push a button and then you can never see them again. Real life doesn't work that way. And that's what the truthers have become. They become a bunch of divas, all about them, self-absorbed. They don't care about other people. Everything is about them.